Trucking industry in America is about to be completely shut down in the next few months. That means there won't be deliveries to your stores for the next few months. Not to mention the shortage of food, the shortage of farmers growing food in America. The next few months is going to be less and less and less. Do you know what happens when a store shelf goes empty for 3 days in the inner city? That means there's food riots. People start panicking. This is coming to America this year, very soon. The trucking industry will be shut down because the fuel prices are so outrageous they can't afford to even, it costs $1,000 a day to run a truck on the highway in fuel. Plus the depth shortages, the fuel shortages. That's why the trucking industry is going to be shut down, because they can't afford to keep running. They'll go out of business. Not to mention, there's going to be supply chain disruptions like you've never seen in your lifetime. We're about to experience the biggest storm in our lifetime that we've ever seen in our lifetime. This year, in America. Pay attention. Start getting ready. Get supplies that you think you might need for the next few months. Get storable foods. Buy a little extra as you go to the store. Get a few extra canned goods. Get a few extra regular items you regularly use. And just be smart about it. You don't have to go spend thousands and thousands. Just a little bit more each time, even though everything costs a little more each time. It's going to get to, it's all going to get so expensive, you won't be able to afford it. And the costs are all getting trickled down to the consumer. The cost of all the fuel shortages, the cost of all the fuel prices, the cost of shipping has gone through the roof. That all gets passed on down to you. It's yet to come. It's starting to now, but the tidal wave of it all is going to hit towards the end of this year, in the fall. Start thinking ahead, start planning ahead, start helping everybody around you get prepared for hard times. Think about what you need to survive. Think about basic stuff. Don't be wasting money on stupid shit. I'm guilty of it myself, but I regret it now. Think about this. God bless y'all. Praying for you.
All right. And first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachach Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of the Great Millstone, who rule very well, very beautifully. Double salutations to the Akim out here pushing this gospel in truth and in sincerity to the best of their ability, given to them by Yahweh Bahashem El Shai. Peace, blessings, and salutations be unto the elect scattered abroad. May the election of Yahweh Bahashem El Shai, Lord willing, fall upon your houses. All right, man. So as you see, you heard and you see in these these two videos that I had played, this famine is really starting to take hold, man. And again, it's only going to get worse. We see that now they're talking about how the trucker, ultimately the trucking industry is going to shut down altogether. And this is also being mixed with prices going up. This is being mixed with obviously you see cattle dying. and that didn't give necessarily a number. But not too recently, it was like I think it's anywhere between 3 and 10,000 cattle are just spontaneously just dying, man. And we know there's all the supply chain issues. We know that the inflation and so on and so forth. All these things go all the way up to Esau Edom, because an agenda. His agenda is to create these situations in order to offer up this solution, right? Which that solution would be the MOTB, right? The charagma, But nonetheless, these situations that he's causing are going to hit you people, man. And the brother Bukhara Moth, he was going into it, how a lot of people, they have the mentality of, that there's already a solution, right? It's already fixed. People are already in progress, going to, figure out how to, make the situation better, man. That's the mindset of you people. But hey, we're in that time where there's not gonna be any solution, man. It's just going to get worse, and it's going to get worse, and it's going to get worse, and it's going to get worse, man. Until this place is completely destroyed by Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. But as touching that famine, which is the, I guess the origin of or the main point of this lesson, hey, that famine is gonna hit gonna hit you people hard, man. And you people think that, again, that mindset of the people, you people think that everything is going to get, back to the way it was, or that it's not going to hit your pockets or your household. And when in reality, this is ultimately taking hold of the whole world, man. They're already talking about, worldwide, food crisis, worldwide energy crisis, and so on and so forth, man. So right when you people think that it's not going to hit you, hey, guess what? It's going to hit you twice as hard, man. Because you're not prepared for what is coming, right? So let me grab a few scriptures. Lord will, it is edifying, Lord will. So let's grab this is 2nd Esdras, chapter 16. So I think it's verse 21. It says, behold, victuals, meaning food, goods, shall be so good, cheap upon the earth, right? As of right now, things are still pretty cheap. You can go to the dollar store, man, Dollar General, You got the 99-cent store turning into, the $1.99 store, but it's still cheap, man. You're still able to, to get food. You're still able to get, what you know what I mean. You're still able to go and get you some candy. You're still able to go and sort of fill your fridge, man. It costs you a little bit more, hey, but it's not to the point where you can only get one, maybe two things for the week, but it's gonna get there, right? It says, for behold, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon the earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. Right? You think you people think you're good, man. You people think you're straight. That it's not gonna hit you. Even Jake, man, that the lower class. Those that are more in the impoverished type state. Even Jake has that mentality, man. They can go sell a few dime bags or whatever it is, whatever drug it is, and go and get some food, man. They can get a little bit of money in their pocket and go get some food, or they can do an extra few hours at work. That way, at the end of the week, they can grab a little bit more food, right? So they think everything's good, man. They think that oh, okay, well, shit, we'll get through this. When in reality, it's gonna get to the point where you're not able to do that, man. You're gonna work as much as you can, so that way your paycheck can be as fat as you can make it, and it's still not gonna be enough, man. You're gonna sell all your product to get all this money, and it's still not gonna be enough, man. It says, and then it says, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion, man. And again, we see that famine, growing in the earth, man. That famine is growing, man. We see it. And there's many different factors that are playing in this famine growing, right? Verse 22 says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine. Right, so a lot of you people are ultimately going to die of the coming famine, man. And the brother Bokwara Moth was talking about how you have water main lines breaking in Texas. 128,000 people in Texas right now are going without water for over a week now, man. And here in Arizona, in Tempe, Arizona, there was a water main line break. You know what I mean? But they didn't say nothing about people, not having any water. They very well could have just been, keeping it on the DL. But that stuff is happening all over America, man. That infrastructure of America is crumbling right before our eyes, man. But it says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Right, man. And scriptures talk about, in Lamentations, that it's better to die by the sword than to die of hunger, man. Because hunger, when you go hungry, it's a long process, man. Your body starts to eat itself. Your brain starts to, or your body starts to, starts to eat itself more than, it starts with the fat, and then it goes into the muscle, and then it goes into other things, organs, your brain, and so on and so forth, which leads into you, hallucinating, and you know what I mean? You start to starve, and everything that you look at looks like food, and eventually it leads to you, eating yourself, leads to cannibalism, man, because there's not going to be any food here soon, man, so it's going to lead to people eating each other, and if not, eating themselves, right? Let's go to 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter. 2nd Ezra 6, because again, this is what we're coming into, man. You got truckers not being able to, not delivering any food. You got cattle dying. You got these food processing plants just going up in flames, out of nowhere, right? All these things are happening, man. And this is ultimately goes, all the way back to Yahweh Shem El Shai, because he's in control of all things, man. The Lord Yahweh Shem El Shai is doing these things, man. And ultimately it's judgment, man, for a lot of you people, right? Let's go over here. 2nd Ezra 6 and verse 22, it says, and suddenly shall the sown places, meaning these storehouses, your Walmarts, your Targets, your Bashas, your Sprouts, even your Dollar Generals, your Dollar Trees, your Family Dollars, you know what I mean? Your Fry's, your Walmarts, your Fred Meyers, it doesn't matter what it is, man, And soon these places, even your little convenience stores, soon these places are going to be absolutely empty, man, It says, and suddenly, right, and we're seeing all these events take place to where here soon, people are going to walk in one of these convenience stores or into these, these markets, and there's not going to be anything left, man. Costco, Sam Clubs, Wincos, there's going to be absolutely nothing in there, man. It's going to be bare. It's going to be naked, right? It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. That's fucking heavy, man. Empty. Absolutely nothing in there, man. No water, no food, no nothing, man. Verse 23, it says, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid, right, man? Because it's going to be a very fearful time for you people, man. For those that are not prepared, for those that are not taking heed to the warning that's being given through the prophets of Yahweh Shem El Shai, hey, this time is going to catch you unawares. And you people are going to be asked out. And it's going to be a very fearful time, man, because that's going to bring forth a lot of death. People dying of hunger, people killing each other to get to food, This is the times that we're coming into, man. And again, this is why the Lord Yahweh Shem El Shai has sent out his prophets, man. Because the Lord's warning you, and we know that he speaks through the ministry of the prophets. The Lord's warning you, man, which is mercy, man. When the Lord Yahweh Shem El Shai could just have all these things, come abroad, but he's not, man. He's being merciful to you Israelites, man, warning you and telling you to, to serve him, man. But we understand that only the elect of the nation Israel is going to take heed, man. Everybody else, including these other nations, are going to be asked out, man. It says, verse 24, it says, and at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein, The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Right, man? And so meaning your food and your waters is going to be unbelievably scarce, man. You know? Unbelievably scarce. So when these storehouses, when you go to the store and there's no food, and you go home, and the last little bit of food that you have, and you're gonna eat that with care and with measure, man. Let's go there. Let's grab that. Ezekiel 4, verse 16. It says, moreover, he said unto me, son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem. Right, and the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai is doing that, man. He's breaking that staff of bread, man, making bringing forth that famine upon the world, man. It says, and they shall eat bread by weight and with care, and they shall drink water by measure and with astonishment, man. It says that they may want bread and water and be astonished one with another and consume away for their iniquity, right, man? You're going to have a lot of people dying of thirst, a lot of people dying of hunger, and it's not going to just be sudden, it's going to take time, and you're going to see a lot of people walking around looking like damn skeletons, man, with some flesh on it, people crawling around, people just, passed out and dying. And you already have here in Arizona, you have hundreds of homeless dying of heat, man, dying of thirst, heat stroke, dehydration, So these things are starting to really set in, man. And they're only going to get worse, They're only going to get worse. So what type of mindset are you in these times, man? Because again, judgment is coming, man. Death is coming. And I don't want to make this too long. I just want to get to the point. Hey, this is prophecy, man. And scripture, the scriptures talk about that he that giveth his mind unto the law shall be occupied in prophecy, and that's what we're doing here at Great Millstone, man. So I'm with the held elder apostle, it's like a head elder apostles on down. Hey, we're occupied in prophecies. We're constantly watching. We're constantly paying attention to what's going on, and then bringing that news to you through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. Thus saith the Lord, man. And if you take heed, you take heed. Great, because through the grace and mercy of Yahweh Shem Shai, Lord, will you part of the elect, and you'll ultimately gather up the wisdom and knowledge that you need in order to get through these times. Like it says in Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. And I always say, man, not the wisdom and knowledge of the world, man, but the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Shem Shai, which is his scriptures, man. But if you don't take heed, what's going to happen? You're going to be bowed down to the slaughter, man. It's going to come, by way of famine, by way of Esau, coming in like a flood in time of Jacob's trouble, and then those ICBM nuclear missiles, man, And so what are you doing in this time, man? Are you preparing? What's the proper way to prepare is to get into these scriptures, man, Now, dude was talking about, ultimately, gathering up a little bit of food, this and the third. Hey, that's not unrighteous, but don't let that, don't rely on those things, man. And you have to rely on Yahweh Shem Shai, because he's the one that's going to deliver us from the times, man. He's the one that's going to ultimately, raise up that standard for us when we need it, man. Now just for brother's sake, man. Every time that you go to a store, which the elder Karatazar, very beautiful through the spirit, man. Elder, man, very beautiful spirit, But he said at camp one day, man, he said that when you go to the store, man, and this was before because we do a little huddle, whatever, before we actually start the video, man. But in the huddle, he said, yeah, man, when you go to the store or something like that, hey, just grab a little bit of extra, just a little bit extra, just for like brothers or something, just in case they need it, man. Which we should all be doing in the first place, man. But that was, that's one way, man, that you can ultimately, prepare as well, man. But again, our main preparations are within the scriptures, man. We read upon the scriptures in the times, that our forefathers have been in, and read about, how they kept the faith. They trusted and believed in Yahweh Shem Shai, and that's how they were delivered from the situations, man. Not by their own doing, but by Yahweh Shem Shai, And that's the same spirit that we need to be in, man. Because if you're not paying attention to what's going on, hey, the times to come are going to catch you with your pants down, man. I've always said that, man. But I want to grab one more scripture, man. Like I said, I just want to get the main points. Hey, this is what's going on in the world, man. And for the people that, are just, basically like an ostrich with its head in the ground, not watching or paying attention to anything. This famine, death, and destruction is going to come upon you, man. Luke 21 and verse 34. It says, and take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts, meaning your minds, be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life, so that day come upon you unawares. Right, man? And the prophets are out here telling you. So ultimately, you have no excuse, man. You have no excuse for that day to come upon you, man. Because the prophets, not only through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem El Shai, are telling you what's coming, but the spirit and power, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem El Shai, telling you how to get through it, man. And that's not like, oh, well, you got to take a left when Esau comes like that. No. We're telling you to get into the scriptures, man. Get into the scriptures, and Lord, will you be part of the elect? And you'll have that covering cast over you, man. You'll have that hedge of protection around you from Yahweh Shem El Shai, man, if you be part of the elect, man. But you have to have faith. You have to trust and believe in Yahweh Shem El Shai, in order for him to do miracles for you, man. He's done them all throughout history, man, for our forefathers, man. So who's to say he's not going to do the same for us, man, as long as we keep the faith? Come on now. Sirach, the 2nd chapter, the 10th verse. He has not forsaken those that have trusted in him or called upon his name, nor or feared him, man. He always answered them, and he always helped them, man. Every single time, he punished them when they did wrong, and he guess what, man? He blessed them when they were doing right, man. And he protected them when they were doing right at all times, man. But it says right here, verse 35, it says, for as a snare shall it come upon all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Watch ye therefore and pray always, right, man? Those are two key ingredients, being mixed also with the third, which is faith, that'll ultimately get you through the times, man. It says, watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man, right, man? And we want to be able to overcome, man. That means what? We endured through these times. We kept the faith. We did what we were supposed to do, and guess what? We received that victory, man. But the only way that you can ultimately, do these things is if you're taking heed to what's being said, taking heed to the warnings, man. And being sincere, because these times that we're coming into, man, they're going to be filled with death, man. It's going to be filled with death. So you should be taking heed to what's being said out there, man. And this is a stern warning, right? Stern warning going out, man. So with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, B'Hashem, Yahushua, B'Hashem, Rachak Wadash, double honors to the elder apostles and other bishops, great millstone. I'll say shalom till next time.